Your starter because I was leaving Climate Pledge Arena late last night, and obviously it's not the same, but I saw one of their reusable cups, and I thought it was like the Green Goblin mask. It was like, take it, Chuck. Take it,
Take
Chuck,
it.
and be like Jake. Yeah.
Be like Jake and
So
Brittany, to be clear. She has her own collection. Rest in peace.
is this like a Mariners fans thing where we just keep the cups that we get from the ballpark? Like
Yeah.
these two, Brittany, I say
We
these
keep
two,
the
Brittany's not
Humvees.
here this week. Hoping, oh, hoping for better. Welcome back to Manor Mondays. First of all, this is going to come out
Woo!
late on Monday, so it still counts. Um,
Mariner Mun Night.
Month night.
Mun Night.
We're already off with the silliness that we missed from Jake last week.
Making up for
Um,
lost time.
Brittany can't join us. She's feeling a little under the weather, so best wishes to Brittany. It seems like Jake passed his sickness on to her. Shame.
It's been no bad though.
Um, oh wait, so that means I'm the third in the rotation here. Great, we're
Yes.
going down
Yeah,
like the
you're
Mariners. This
next.
is not great. Um, yeah, so no, I don't know. It just seems like a Mariners fan thing. Like, growing up, I can go to my parents' house and see all of the reusable cups they kept over the years, and you can see the different designs. Like, I don't know. Guess it's just a thing. Jake and Brittany just do it. I have to make sure to add Brittany in that to do it fair.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
just do it with the aluminum cups that they sell for the beer. So there you go. Um, yeah, Jake, this is an interesting past week just because I mean things started out so well with this road trip for the Mariners with that series 3-game sweep of the Padres to begin. Oh, not series, piss off. The sweep of the Padres to begin the Better Cup, so they already have a leg up in that.
Yes.
Um,
I will say, it is so annoying the way MLB and MLB media as a whole is pretending that this is the first year of the Vetter Cup, like it's never been called that before,
um,
because it's the first like officially rival weekend, like rivalry weekend. But we've called this the Vetter Cup for years. It's not the first one. Stop calling it that.
yeah,
This
no,
whole
okay.
natural
I
rivals
was
thing is ridiculous,
It's
frankly.
it is well, and especially around sports, right? Because like for the other show that we do with Circling the Nest, that we'll have to get up and running again sometime, but it's also quiet time for the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Like the NFL introducing their rivalry thing, right? How the Seahawks are
Hmm.
all the teams are going to have different, not all of them. I think over time, all of them, but the Seahawks are one of the teams that are going to have special rival jerseys this starting this year. I'm like, what are we trying to manufacture?
It's the collegification of professional sports.
So college sports gets professionalized. Professional sports gets, yeah, it's very weird. Very weird times that we're in. Um,
Especially, truly.
like weird times losing the middle game of the White Sox series 1-0. Like I
One of the
mean,
baseball games of all time.
certainly was. I mean, the Mariners were also in danger of a somewhat similar fate, kind of, in that opening series before that 4-run eighth inning, thanks to this Julio guy. He might be okay. Um,
I'm streets are saying that he might be, yeah, he might be
he
fine.
might be all right. I don't know. Yeah, so the Mariners they win that series against the White Sox. I mean, it seemed like the end of days for some people in the middle game, and I can understand that. Sure. The White Sox aren't the Rockies this year, so
Yeah, they're not like historically bad. They're just a normal bad team, and sometimes a normal bad team takes one. I mean, we're Mariners
they seem to
fans.
be
We have
actually
watched a lot
pitching
of
this year.
normal bad teams squeeze out a win every now and then.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
happens all the time. It's not a big
Um,
deal. If in September, when we do have that Rockies series finally, and we only go 2-1,
oh yeah.
I will expect some like uh, public ceremony where the person who's blamed gets tarred and feathered and thrown to the bed. Whoever has the lowest WPA in that game will be thrown to the bed. But
You
if and until that happens, not gonna
God,
get too
so
upset.
yeah, I forgot the Rocky series isn't until that like what final homestand of the year.
We play the Rockies and then we play the
Then the
Dodgers back to
Dodgers,
back. It's
which
really funny.
so stupid. Um, wow. Okay. Yeah. Nice call. I think so. I'm imagining. I'm not gonna do the like in-depth look at the games. I feel like that wastes a lot of time. I'm imagining you're not showing much concern with that White Sox series, not as much as the Astros series, where
Oh
Seattle
god.
loses three of four. Again, kind of Brittany and I talked about it last week. Really weird to have a four gamer against the Astros.
Yeah.
Um,
It's strange.
First game was a blowout, and then the next three were all decided by 2 runs or less. The Mariners get that second one on Friday, but lose by a run on Saturday and lose by two on the 25th. Um,
That Saturday game was interesting because if you didn't
mhm.
watch, the Astros got their 2 runs in the bottom of the first inning off of errors. Um, Mariners
Yes.
bounced back, got a run themselves on a triple followed by an RBI ground out, and then nothing happened for the rest of the game. Nothing scored, but it was both an extremely winnable game in that the Mariners got a lot of runners in scoring position, but it was also extremely losable because they let a lot of Astros get into scoring position. Both teams went 0 for in scoring. Mariners, I think, 0 for 6, Astros 0 for 8. Um, both teams stranding 8 on base, I think. And it was, Mitch
Yep.
Garver got hit by a batted ball on a play that technically should not have been an out because the ball got past the fielder. The rule is if the ball gets past the fielder who had an opportunity to make the play and the runner is still hit by it, the runner is not called out for interference because it's not their fault that they got hit.
Ah,
It They couldn't see the ball. Somebody else already had the chance to make a play. The rule is only meant to be called if the runner was in front of the fielder. Walker at first base had the opportunity to make the play on the ball, got past him, and it just happened to hit Garver on the foot. Per the rules, that shouldn't have been called an out, but that's never going to get picked up because that happens so rarely that no umpire is going to know that. I'm sure now this week they're all reviewing the runner struck by batted ball rule. Um, but it was, yeah, they were just finding new ways to not score. That was a Donovan Solano hit, so even when Donovan Solano gets a hit, it doesn't work out. Um, Great. It was one of the games of all time. Extremely frustrating. Although Brian Woo's ERA did not like it went down because both runs were unearned, and he
God bless
still
Ryan Wu.
managed to get 6 innings out of him that game. But it was stinky. The Mariners right now are made up of like the loose extra pieces that you get after you build IKEA furniture, and they're just in your hand, and then you start stacking stuff on the shelf, and it makes a weird creaking noise, but it still holds up okay. Sooner or later, it's gonna fall, but yeah, maybe you can get some replacement screws in there before it starts really collapsing on you. I mean, they're still in first place by a game and a
Yeah,
half after
the
this series, but it's rickety.
folks will bring up how MLB will post that like after the Mariners have lost a series. Like I
Mm-hmm.
remember, I think they posted it after that horrible homestand, the last homestand
Yes.
actually,
Yeah,
yeah.
they did.
And it was just like, why are you doing this? Like, and then the one today, I think it was today, it was like the Mariners are still floating. I'm like, shut up, be no, you're not funny.
Get a
Um,
job. Stay away from her.
yeah, stay away. So I guess that that, and you already kind of touched on it a little bit, but looking at this that series in particular, but you could certainly go maybe through the month of May. Where is the concern level at? Because I mean, you look at this month, and there's some decent run numbers in here. I mean, 13 on the road against the Rangers in the first game of the month, which was on the second of the month. I see 5 runs, 6 runs pretty decently often, but you see some of these tougher teams to play, let's say, and Toronto, yeah, that ugly series. I mean, 3-3-1, 2-2, and then this Houston series where, you had actually played decently well against the Astros the last few years, right? Despite their reign
Yeah,
of torture and terror. They got
especially in
sent to
Houston.
yes. So like, and obviously with some of these players, the regression was going to happen. Like especially with Jorge Polanco, who I have often deemed the greatest hitter of all time,
Ooh,
who
his
I
his
think
May his May has not been good.
his May has been horrible. I think before that off day he got on, I think Saturday, he came into that game hitting like 121. His strikeout numbers had really come up. So I mean, the league figures you out. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
like any other professional sports league, but it is disappointing, especially considering the concerns, um, that the fan base and I feel like everybody has had regarding this team's offense. So I don't know, where are you at with this team right now? Because, you know, these stretches that they had, that stretch where they won the 9 consecutive series, that won't obviously get you automatically into the playoffs, but it'll help you for
Yeah.
times where you struggle. In a series loss at the end of the day against the the immovable pest that is the Houston Astros, even in years where there's seemingly supposed to be worse than they have been, they are a pain in the ass. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I do understand the greater concern that folks have. I don't know. Yeah, where are you at with these guys before they go and do a homestand that's somewhat unique against the Nationals, the Twins, who are red hot. There are prime headlines galore for those about Ty France. Um,
Oh
and
gosh,
the,
the Twitter.
and the Baltimore baseball Orioles, who seem to have forgotten to play baseball. So it's certainly an interesting homestand ahead of them.
Yeah, no, it's fascinating. I try not to be too reactionary with it because, like, I know, for some reason, baseball, longest season in American sports, it generates the most reactionary takes possible. Where everyone's you lose one game, filled with the unholy rage of 1,000 suns. They're still in first place, you know? Like I was telling you before the show, in the month of May, the Mariners had a team WRC plus of exactly 100. So they've been playing mid, and you know what? They've been winning a mediocre amount of games this month. I'm glad the month of May is over. We were saying this, or is almost over, to be technically accurate. Um, but we were saying this when the month started. Here's my pocket schedule that I stole from the team store. Um, I think they're free. I hope
Pretty
they're
sure.
free. Yeah, they're free. Uh,
Oh,
I hope they're free. Look, the month of May, there it is. If that's going to be in focus, probably not. Look at all those away games. Look at that. Disgusting. Awful. We knew this was going to be a tough month when it started. I'm glad that May is basically over. I'm glad that they're coming back home. I'm glad that they have three series in a row at home. Crazy. The two series homestand. I'm sick of it. Hate it. Give me at least a week in the home ballpark. Um,
give me one of them thick ones.
yeah, exactly. And don't give me the 3 game away series like we had against the Giants earlier. Like what
Oh
was
yeah.
that? But don't do that, MLB. I'm glad they're finally coming back home. And yeah, the Nationals, that's a winnable series. The Baltimore Orioles, they better win that series. And the Twins, they get to play in the AL Central, which I shouldn't say that as much anymore because I believe um, the the mid division of the American League has moved to the AOS, and the Mariners are in first place with 55% win rate, um, which we're supposed to be grateful for that.
Mhm.
Um, I'm I try not to, but it's too easy. Um, so yeah, I'm not too stressed out. I think the team's going to be okay. I'm a little bit sweaty thinking about Houston, especially going forwards for the season series. Losing 3 here was pretty tough. Combined with the one loss from the previous series, you only
Mhm.
have 6 more games to play against Houston. You basically have to win out there to take the division. Well, you don't literally have to, but I could do math. You're 3-4, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You're 3-4. You got 6 games to play against the Astros. You got to win those. Um, and I'm not worried about the Angels. The Angels are fake. Don't let them trick you. Don't fall for the hype. The Angels are fake.
Classic Anaheim.
Classic
It
Anaheim.
is not Los Angeles. Let's not lie.
Yes, exactly. I would never lie. Um, except when I say the Mariners are good. But I don't.
Gotcha.
I don't. I don't. They're not awful. George is back. Logan's gonna be back soon, ideally. The streets are saying TM. Um, Casey Lawrence is back.
Oh my God.
Actually, did they explode him again yet?
No, he's.
He's up for good? Not for good.
I'll check MLB transactions, but I saw that the guys they did explode and Jesse Hahn and Austin Shenton both cleared and are back coma. So that's kind of
I
funny.
can't believe nobody wanted Austin Shenton.
Wow, the Baltimore Orioles yesterday did sign Cooper Hummel.
Whoa, Hooper
So
Cumble.
they we should be scared.
Oh man, is it bad to say I kind of miss him? If not, just because his name's kind of funny.
That's fair.
The Mariners, uh,
I
they have a way of just finding the most like glub shitto type guys out there.
I still am so sad that he was like part of the deal that saw Kyle Lewis go.
Oh God, he
My
was, wasn't he?
my dear king, Kyle Lewis.
I was
Oh
in the
God.
mall when that deal broke. I remember like just walking around Spencer's thinking about Kyle Lewis,
I
which is an
swear he
interesting place to think about a baseball player, to be clear.
Spencer's. Yeah.
Yeah, good Lord. Hooper Hummel. I mean, Cooper Hummel.
You were terrible.
I'm really bad. Hey, did you know that these next three games against the Nationals are value games? It says so on the schedule I stole.
My God. Well,
Speaking of value games, did you see the deal that the Braves have right now? It's the Austin
mhm.
Riley double deal, they're calling it.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Two hot dogs and two 24-ounce Coors Lights for $8.49. Eight
That's pretty
dollars
good.
and 49 cents for two hot dogs and 48 ounces of beer. I will learn to love Miller Lite if the Mariners do an It's Miller Time deal like that.
Oh, you just wrote that for them.
I
So
did. I am officially Mariners Department of whatever stadium experience, right? Um, Steal that from the Braves. You can't let the Braves outsmoke you like that. You gotta lock in. All right, I'm gonna put my camera back before it
you
breaks.
gotta lock in.
You gotta lock in.
I did last week get uh I've seen the Randy bobblehead, and so I did a little bit of schmoozing. Um,
Ooh, is it good?
hey man, he's got a chain in it. So like, it's hard to
I need a friend
dislike it.
for my Julio bobblehead.
There you go. You need to come and get that and then get which fish should be next?
Um, I think I'm gonna go with King next. I think I'm gonna do Silver. I'm probably gonna end up doing Sockeye last because like he's the most boring to me.
Okay,
So it's
that's
between
fair.
King and Silver, and I do like Silver. I'm the
You
only
like
s-
oh
I am the only Silver enjoyer on the planet, and it's because I respect women, and no one else does.
uh, okay.
Think about it.
We're
Think
gonna
about
I'm
it.
gonna take the show and put it back on the rails. Um,
The
yeah, no,
Mariners are mid.
it's certainly interesting because obviously the offense and the team exceeded a lot of the expectations that were
Oh
had
God, yeah.
for them, through the first few months. And I don't know, it is interesting to look at this lineup and think that some things are legitimate, some things are good in terms of the offense, like Cal Raleigh. He can do no wrong.
True.
Saint Cal. Um, you know, I still think that was funny having a betting account get mad at me at Cal Raleigh for his first like week. And then he's just gone. What's JP doing recently? It is interesting though. I know a lot of the topic of discussion with this team has been sort of the bench. Ooh, JP over the last 15 games, no good. Um, okay, so yeah. Um, and I talk about the bench, and I mean like folks wondering about Leo Rivas. Why isn't he getting more time? I'm sure one of the news channels will come and ask that specific thing like tomorrow. Um, I don't have a legitimate answer. I mean, I like Leo. I think he's fun. I think he's
Yeah.
been solid this year. I'm not telling you he's the answer at second base because he's not. But
I was writing the preview for the game, the Saturday game against the Astros, and I mentioned that he's actually been pretty good lately. And then he had like the worst game of his career that game.
oh really?
Yeah, no, he did some bad. Gosh, what did he do?
Was that the
He
one too where he
grounded out with
struck
two
out to
outs
end the
twice, and
game?
he struck out to end the game on a
Wow.
just. I think he got froze on just a nasty pitch.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Um, and he hit into two groundouts to end the game or to end innings with runners on first and second.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would explain it. Randy's seen a little bit of a dip over the last week. I don't know.
I'm
Obviously,
not
I
worried
say
about
there's some
Randy.
things to talk about, and then it's Julio like seeing his uptick after kind of his weird start to the year, and then Cal being Cal, and obviously two batters isn't going to save you.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. It's also interesting because it brings a certain someone into the discussion with Donovan Solano, who has seemingly had better since as of late.
He has
Um,
threatened to be league average.
yes, which I don't, it's funny looking at his splits, right? And just none of them are good. Oh, I lied. You know when he hits the best day games? His only like good split here, like in a home, away, day, night, on
Yeah.
grass, on turf, his day games. His slash is 281, 314, 313. Oh yeah. I don't know
It's
why I
not
almost
bad.
said
He
OPS.
can't see the ball at night.
I get Listen, grandpa
Old.
gets tired.
Old. He's sundowning?
Oh my God. Wow, that is.
Oh,
I'm
man.
surprised no one with the takes that Twitter has. I'm surprised that's not a thing yet. Hashtag noticing. Just play him during day games.
I mean,
Um,
baseball fans aren't old enough to know what sundowning is,
a lot of them probably not.
especially Twitter users.
Yeah. I was gonna say like he's been putting in some better plate appearances. I mean, and it kind of started. I think during the last homestand, it was like he was like actually getting better at bats, where he was like a little bit more patient drawing them out, which I know isn't going to do you a lot, but it's better than just what you see from this offense some nights where it's just like, all right, let's swing at the first pitch and get this shit done quickly, despite how bad we look. Um, I don't know. Do you have any opinions on that discourse? Because, like, again, it's not like any of his numbers are super great outside of his day games, of course. Like in the month of
Just like a
May, he's had
flashback.
a better May, and a better May is 217 of an average, and really still bad OP on base percentage and slugging. You could say, oh, it's getting better. Yeah, my hair is getting better, but obviously it's not, you know.
Yeah,
But
no, my
okay,
my opinion is that he must be stopped.
must be stopped. I mean,
These are
over his
not these are
last
not good people.
7 games, uh, he's hitting 333, hitting 333 with in 12 at bats with
Wow, 4 hits in 3 games? That's the second coming of Ken Griffey Jr. Jesus Christ.
Donnie
He used his
Barrels.
full name.
Do I?
I
Jesus,
want him in a Donnie barrel floating down the river.
that's pretty good. He's still, it's still wild because he still doesn't have enough plate appearances to qualify on Baseball Savant yet. It's not like they're good anyway, but
Yeah,
like,
but like, thank God they're not giving him qualifying hitter level of playing time.
no, his sweet spot percentage is the best thing, and even that's not very good.
I'm gonna
Uh,
guess it's 39.
37.7.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even worse than what I thought.
Like even if he was, oh God, even the last 2 years, if he's been that, but he's just not. He came in here and just me, 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 me.
You know,
Like this
baseball. He
is,
thought baseball's not for him anymore, and that's okay.
I guess he came. It is the rotating, um, the rotation, like the revolving door. Sorry,
We always got
of
to get one new guy to come in here every year and die.
pretty much. Amila Stella. I mean, AJ Pollock came in and got traded. Somehow they managed to trade him to the Giants. I still don't understand what the Giants were thinking, but hey, um, God,
Colton
who was it?
Wong.
Colton Wong. Yep. My Filipino
He's
king.
retired. Rest in
He is
something.
retired. Who was it last year?
Did we have a third
It's
last year?
who?
Did we have a third last year? Polanco. That's right.
Oh, Josh Rojas.
Oh well, no, he was good last year.
I mean, defensively he was good, and like for
Whoa,
the first
whoa,
few months,
whoa, whoa! What is this? What is going
for the
on
first
here?
few months of the year, he could hit the baseball. Remember when they put him in left field because they wanted to keep his bat in the
Yes, I
lineup?
do. It was awesome.
No. And then he decided to fall off of a cliff.
Okay, to be fair, but like for like 3 months, he was the best third baseman in
Yes.
baseball. That's a true
Who
fact.
who who was the new guy last year? I mean, Mike Ford had Ford.
Mike Ford.
Mike Ford. Oh, AJ Pollock. Oh, wait, sorry. I'm stupid and I'm looking at 2023. I was like,
Yeah,
wait a minute, Taylor Trammell.
yeah.
Oh,
Do we
uh,
have two fish guys in 23? There was Pollock and there was another fish guy.
oh, I think there was. Oh, Sebi Zavala was the guy last year. There you go.
Oh, the
And Luis
spider.
Urias. Luis Urias. Spider, spider, spider. Um,
Urias is kind of good this year.
I don't know why. I don't know. Well,
Well, he
it's
gets to play in a
fascinating.
PCL park, so that's. Oh, he
I
doesn't
don't,
have a picture on Savant. It's just a picture of the Athletics jersey. That's so sad.
oh my God, that's um okay. Yeah, no, I don't know. It is I just I
Luis
wonder when it
Urias is
comes
96 percentile squared up rate. That's crazy.
weird. I was gonna say it's interesting to see how the difference in players on the Athletics roster is in hating and maybe enjoying that ballpark because Luis Severino fucking hates it. He hates to pitch there. And then I wonder what their hitters think. I don't know if they'd say, "Oh, actually, I like it here," because if your pitchers are saying one thing, you don't probably want to say another. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I don't take a lot of stock into it, but it is whatever happens with Donovan Solano going forward is going to be comedic no matter what. Whether he somehow learns to play baseball again and continues on this like somewhat decent track over his last
Yeah.
4 games, yes, or he just fades back into what he already kind of is.
I mean,
And
I'm thankful that he's not having like a top 20 worst season in MLB history anymore. Because to be clear, looking, he was. Um, I'm glad he's not anymore. But I will keep making fun of him because he's still pretty bad at baseball.
nice, yeah, it's what a
I
life.
I do want him in a Donnie Barrel floating down the river. Uh,
Do you have
Jorge
any other
Polanco
discourse on
is
the bench players that they rotate in? Because again, like it's interesting to see the discourse on them playing Mastroboni more than Rivas. Dylan Moore seeming where's Dylan Moore at? Because he had his Dylan Moore like Linsanity run. It feels like he's
yeah.
kind of quieted off again. Ooh, God. Yeah, over the last 7 games he's hitting 130. Over the last 15 games he's hitting 186. Ooh,
E-
I don't know. Do you have
I
bench
mean, this
discourse?
is kind of to be expected. It just sucks that like all the guys that started off really hot are now just like ice cold. Um, maybe for Mastroboni, I think that he was really hot for his own level.
Mm,
He's really fallen off recently. I don't think I like seeing him, and this sucks to say, like as a Mastroboni enjoyer, do not clip that. Um, is that I do prefer. Um, wow, talking about it all day, and now all I can think of
you've
was
been talking about him all day.
all day, and all I can think of is Luis Urias.
Sometimes I can
Still
post that
here
picture of Wolverine and you for no, the picture for you holding the picture frame would be Abraham Toro, of course.
Yes, look at
But
this
out
graph.
out in the corner there is a Luis Urias picture for some reason. Yeah, there you go.
um, I'm gonna lose my mind. Um, which is many such cases. Um, yeah, I don't like seeing Master as much as we did earlier when he was actually like a line drive demon.
Yes, he
To
was
start
hit
the
he was hitting
season.
the ball pretty hard.
Yeah, that was he's not doing that anymore, which is a shame. It's regression to like I don't want to say who he really is. That seems mean. But who he really is, and I'm being mean. But other than that, I don't have too much bench discourse.
We not
Um,
benching?
Not benching. I will say I am glad that Dan Wilson got himself ejected
Yeah. I was
for the first
wondering when
time in
that was
his managerial career. I
coming.
am glad that he's finally done it. I'm glad that he is actually alive. Although it was extremely funny that he did it, uh, like arguing over a call that was clearly correct. Um, I think that's extremely funny and totally in line with what I expect from the Mariners.
He said, "Hey, kid, hold on. I didn't actually see that. Sunday was, excuse me, Sunday was a weird time.
No, yeah, it
And
was like right in the middle of like zone 9, you know?
oh no.
It was a great pitch, but like that was so clearly a strike. It's not even funny. Um,
Oh, yeah. Oh man. Dear God.
yeah.
All of the strikes in this plate bears are clearly strikes.
Yes, no, and he decided to get himself thrown out over it, and that is extremely funny. Um, it is a shame how that game ended. That was a tough game to be. Okay, yeah, you know what? Let's talk about Sunday's game. They left Castillo in for 115 pitches
That was weird.
for 6 innings. No reason to do that. No reason at all. What are we doing? Why are we leaving him out there to die? I know it's his last year as like a good player, but like we don't need to deliberately explode his arm. We don't need to baby him either, but like 115 pitches to go 6 innings in May?
Yeah.
What are we doing? It doesn't
Especially
actually matter that much,
considering
guys. Come on.
the talk they've had about, trying to maintain their starters, right, and keep them deep.
And
Um,
the fact that sending him that deep is fundamentally what cost him the game because he did get hit around in his last inning and give up that
yep,
third run.
yep, yep. So
It's it's tough. I thought when he hit 90 in the fifth that he was gone.
yeah, and it's funny with Luis because I always think about when I think about Luis Castillo, I think about the graph that somebody made about how in warmer temperatures he pitches much better, and in colder temperatures it's really like his ERA, the correlation there is vastly different. I thought, okay, he'd be all right. I mean, by all means, in a vacuum, 3 runs is not a horrible day,
But it's
but
when they just came piecemeal like that over time and you could like
yeah,
feel them coming before it happened.
when you can see the regression over the course of a game, I feel like that is something
hmm
that you have to be aware of. Did you take any stock into how they managed the bullpen from there on out? Because it was somewhat interesting to see Legumina.
Yeah, they gave him 2 innings, right?
Not
Nope.
in this one.
Yeah, I'm making that up. That was Saturday.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, they back to back Legumita, and he gave up the home run.
Hmm.
Yeah. Interesting. Back to back Legumita, 3 innings. We're doing that.
It
Um,
has been interesting to see the discourse about Dan and his strategies as a manager, because also knowing that, well, hmm,
Hindsight's 2020, but
yeah.
like, I would like some more Kevin Cash energy out of the bullpen. Hello.
Your thoughts on the bullpen?
Um,
I was asking
I
the cat.
oh yes, hello. What do you think about Dan Wilson in the bullpen? Well, I'm gonna translate for her. Um,
Is it appropriate to say?
Surprisingly, yes. Although
Oh.
she's just typically quite vulgar. Um, I would love to see some more kind of in cash energy out of Dan Wilson. I know he is like fundamentally the old head on the planet, but I need to see him on the pooter, um, and looking at the numbers because like you don't have to be a sabermetric wizard to know that like, hey, our guy's at 100 pitches in the sixth inning. We like it when our hitters get their starter to 100 pitches in the sixth inning. We should not send our starter out there again, and we should not use the guy that we had pitch 2 innings yesterday to close out the ninth. guys, I know that they wanted to save Munoz for extras if it happened.
Yeah.
Um, but I think Dan, and this is something that Scott was very good about, was that he didn't care what the inning was. It was where are we in their lineup. Um, and when Legumina let a runner on and he got back to the top of the lineup, like that's trouble. I would have liked to have seen a different pitcher there. I mean, it's tough. Of course, it's hindsight's 2020, but it felt like it was going to happen in the moment, and of course, it did happen. To be clear, I didn't watch that last inning because I was in a park because I was touching grass.
What's that
Um,
like?
Surprisingly crunchy.
Uh,
I don't know
Okay.
why that's the adjective I chose.
Yeah. No, I don't know. It's interesting to see the debate on Dan because there are certainly some things where I'm like, I don't know if I would have done that.
Yes, and there's
Um,
always so much going on behind the scenes there that we don't
of
know
course,
about.
it is not strictly just Dan Wilson looking down at a piece of paper like, fuck it, one of these guys has to throw.
He's just got like his
Um,
dartboard set up in the batting cage
so,
room. We just go, "Ugh!"
well, there is a cork board at least at the ball at T-Mobile Park, right? If I'm Dan Wilson, God forbid, and there's the steps here that are closest to home plate, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, there's the board with the
There's the cork board right over
yeah.
there, and I didn't realize that. And I don't look at that wall that often when I'm coming out to when we go to speak to him.
Hmm.
But also it was funny to see one game they had left some of the stuff on there. So it was like they had a chart. I think it was the Toronto series with the no, it was the Yankee series, yeah, with the like a color coded who has good arm, like with the outfielders, like who to run on, good
Hmm.
arm, bad arm. I was just like, I don't think I should be seeing this. No one has taken me out back and shot me yet.
That's good. It's an interesting place to put it, and it's interesting to like leave it up in between games.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think I should be seeing this. But anyway,
I
like,
guess in your home ballpark you can do that. At the away ballpark, like you can't leave that up between games because ground crew is gonna see it, right?
yeah. And the point of that is to say that, I've had talks with some of the more senior writers where it's not like Dan is just sitting there because obviously those guys have been getting these bullpen comments for years.
Yeah.
People felt a way about the way Scott did it. So, but I mean, it is curious. And to go back to the original thing about him getting thrown out, yeah, we had all kind of wondered, right? Even dating back to when he got hired,
Yeah, it's like,
when
does he
he,
have it in him?
yeah. And there were a few times where and Dan's not a small guy. There were a few times he did get in umpires' faces, but nothing to earn the boot. Um, I just do wonder if that happening instills anything, or if it's just to have more of a rugged approach, or if it's just that because I mean there were some calls in the Houston series that were a little funky, right? I remember one specifically, I think in the Saturday game to Ben
Yes.
Williamson that was just like way off the plate. And I was just like, all right,
Yeah.
and especially like late into the game, like this legitimately impacted the game. Like if
Yes.
it's a first inning, like sure, whatever. But so I don't know if it just had bubbled over the course of the series or what, but he said, fuck it. This is the last game of the road trip. I'm getting my money's worth. Like, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
He just wanted to hit the showers early. It's surely what it was. Um,
But you know what? That's real. That's real and that's fair.
I, my manager's relatable. Um, So, I think so. Let's see. We went over the past week. We discoursed bench, talked about Danny Boy. You're getting some. Oh, look, the pitcher's getting healthy again. Um,
Yeah. Good
poor
news.
George. So Logan and Bryce. I don't know why I said Logan and I almost said Logan and Logan. Logan and Logan firm.
Logan and Logan,
Logan
pitchers at
and
mound.
and Bryce have been working. God damn it, have been working to get back. They've been throwing some live batting practice and simulated games over the course of the past week or so. Gilbert during that Houston series, yes, the Houston series had a pretty intense throwing session and said he felt good after it, which good because I know the flexor strain in the elbow still freaks people out. Um, and Bryce Miller and his elbow inflammation also had thrown batting practices and simulated games. Um, the next thing for them really is to have another bullpen session. I think sometime during the series, perhaps, mayhaps. Um, oop. But the one thing that I saw that was super concerning for people with Bryce was him talking about um, what's bothering him,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
right? I immediately I said it to us actually.
You did, yes.
But what Bryce had said um in a story that Sir Kramer Daniel Kramer put out, um he had a story about Bryce figuring out what it probably is. He
Hmm.
said the most damning quote to me was that there's something in there that causes inflammation and something I can't just take out without missing the rest of the year. Um, Jake hypothesized that it's a bone spur,
Yeah, I think it's like a bone spur or chip or something like
and a
that.
lot of folks, at least what the fuck, a lot of folks agree with that online, which I know isn't the greatest light to paint you in with the other
No, don't make
with
me sound like
mouth
the Twitter
breathers on the
boys.
internet.
Yeah. But I
Um,
think and it's not uncommon for pitchers either, right? And it's something that like a lot of pitchers do tend to get and then like work through for the season. I know Dave Stieb had that in his elbow. And he worked there for like 2 years before they actually found it.
oh my God.
Um, yeah, so I've heard about that before, and I've heard of like other pitchers managing it. Um, oh, sorry, God, I looked online. I saw more takes. Um, there's a special Twitter account that I'm not going to name because it doesn't deserve it, but it's like consistently perhaps the worst. And I do love it as a barometer. Um, and it's never fails to amaze me. Um, Point being, I believe in Bryce Miller. Um, Although if he does like continue to get hit around, at a certain point, it's like just do it, just do the surgery, I guess.
Yeah, especially because the main quote that Bryce had was, "I know the cause, but I don't know if I should say it." I'm like, well, if you say that,
Yeah,
um,
that's mm.
I'll say that everything's structure was really good. There's something in there that causes that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this ideally gets me to the end of the year, and then we can reassess and see if I need to clean it up or anything. But at the end of the day, it feels good. If the cortisone shot, which is funny because I actually used to get them in my, I'm not kidding when I say this. I got them into my scalp and it gave me
Hell
my hair
yeah.
back for a year. It was like 20 shots in my head when there was blood. So I had to sit at the doc. It was a skin doctor. I forget. Um,
Dermatologist.
it was a dermatologist. Yes, I had to sit in her office with blood on my head for like half an hour
Just
so
like
that I wasn't
rushing.
walking around. Yeah, it was a unique time, but I got my hair back for a year, so that was cool. And
Remarkable.
then after the year, she said, this is a steroid. It's probably not good to keep putting a steroid in your body." I said, "Then why did we start in the first place? Like, here, have it for a
Steroids are
year."
great. I'm gonna be honest. I've gotten a couple of steroid shots for various disease-related reasons. I always feel like I can run through a brick wall afterwards.
I think that's the point.
Yeah, I'm pro steroid, baby.
Oh my God, sorry.
Except
I
of
also saw
course when it
discourse.
violates the
I
integrity of professional sports.
So if it helps Bryce Miller though, it's okay.
E- I didn't say that.
I do think it's funny. I opened Twitter for some reason, and
No, yeah, don't do
one
that.
report from the Yankees is that they're looking for a right-handed bat, and the only reply I see is
There he is. He looms. He
Aaron
looms
Judge.
over the
You just got a
league.
co-star. Um,
Arson Judge.
Arson Judge. Yeah, that's a better one for it. Um,
Arson Judge and Donnie Barrels together at last.
Jesus.
American League on
The
notice.
American League. What is it? It's those like you might as well run the World Series through New York. Like, um, I think I hate to put it this way.
No, you don't.
If if he feels good, the cortisone shot truly helps him, and he doesn't look like dog shite. Sure, fine. But if it's clear and obvious that things aren't getting better for him, you got to do it. Like
Yeah.
you just have to, right? Um, it'll be really interesting because I think it seems like he might be good to go by the Minnesota series because that's when his IL stint ends. Um, and that's, I mean, Bryce has said hey, initially when he met with the media, when he met with us after the IL move got made official, he said, "Hey, I'm feeling good already, and I want to get ready to go." Granted, Bryce is already generally a positive guy. He's a happy Texas fella.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I just you have to believe, especially with how they have been in the past with some of their with this group, this rotation specifically, about trying to be careful with them, that the organization would do what's best for him long term, especially because he is a guy that they'll have club control of for a few more years, right? So
Hmm.
I don't know, man. I imagine Logan still will need like a rehab start at some
Yeah.
point before he comes back. So
One
I
out
don't
of
know.
three.
But I guess in the happiest news of those three, George is back. He looked pretty
Yay!
decent.
Yeah.
Which game did he start? Sorry. It has been a long weekend. Please forgive me.
I
Oh, it was
think.
the first game. That's right, because
Yeah.
things devolved after he left.
Many such
Um,
cases for George, unfortunately.
yeah.
George
I don't
United
know. I
decision,
think
they call him.
the universal God, that's terrible. The universal feeling with George is that it was just good that he was able to feel good out once he got done. And it's not like his velo came in looking funky, stuff didn't move right. No, he looked for a while, he looked like George Kirby. I was like, oh shit. Like I came in with not super, high expectation because I was like, hey, this is a guy who didn't have spring training, um, who has been dealing with the PCL for the last few
Yeah.
weeks. Like,
Fighting his
just
demons out there.
yeah, like fucking what he said. It was like Albuquerque he was in. God forbid. Um, so I don't know. I think that it's huge to have George back, right? Um, and he's a competitor. I mean, if there's one thing we know about George, he gets pissed off. Um, so it's good to see him back.
It
Um,
is.
do you have any Kirby discourse?
Love the Curbster. Let's go Curbster.
It is.
I love Furious George.
It's been so weird because I did do this the other day. I was like thinking about slotting out the rotation, and I was like, "Who's the fifth starter?" And I was like, I didn't realize. I was like, they'll need to have a bullpen game. Excuse me. And they did have Legomina start. Um, which game did he start? I
God,
think it
they've
was
been
the.
really
I think it
abusing
was.
the Bean
Oh,
Man.
it was the loss. Yeah, it was the loss to the White Sox on Tuesday. That's right. I gotta find Casey Lawrence. You mentioned him earlier, and it bothers me. Um, I think he's. Oh, I just go back to his. Oh,
Uh-oh. My computer's crashing. I'll see you on the other side.
oh. Well, I guess I'll go through this while Jake explodes. It looks like he's still there.
It looks
Um,
like it.
Casey
Go
Lawrence.
Mariners.
The last thing that happened was he was outrighted Homa on the 23rd of May, but the MLB transaction log says that he out elected free agency on the 24th. I don't know if that's true because that did happen one of the last times he was here, where MLB trade rumors put out a thing. Oh, he did explode. MLB trade rumors put out a thing that said hmm, he had elected free agency, but he had come back and got outrighted. Nope, the last thing they put out is that he got outrighted, and the last thing the transaction log shows is that he elected free agency. So, um, Wow. It's pretty crazy, obviously, the journey that he's been on. In 2025 alone, he's had four stints with the Mariners. Um, and obviously, I mean, he keeps coming back. It's like with the Kraken and how Cale Fleury was last year, if you'll remember that. And even to an extent this year, where he was up and down with Coachella Valley and the Kraken. So, um, I don't know. He does have the right to reject the assignment to go back down to AAA. That is his right, and I think he's earned it. He's been designated four times by Seattle, designated for assignment by Seattle four times in the past 6 weeks. Um, so I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if he goes back down there. He's certainly been really helpful for the Mariners. I mean, in that game where they had the bullpen day, he ate up 5 innings for the Mariners. He ate up 5 innings. He only gave up a run, didn't walk anybody. So um, I think he's picked up 23 days of Major League Service time this year. So not bad, but pretty remarkable to see how much he's been used like this throughout the course of the year. So um, yeah, with Jake having disappeared, his poor computer exploding. I don't know if he'll come back. He has not texted me, so I don't know if he'll come back. But yeah, I mean that's largely the episode this week. As I mentioned, Brittany unable to join us this week. She's feeling under the weather, so I hope she's doing all right. Um, excuse me. She's been a rock for us anyway. Being here since we started the show. Uh, you know, and it's tough when we do as much as we do here at CSS. There's just so many teams to cover, and we want to do the shows and stuff like that. But obviously, time doesn't always line up. Um, sometimes Jake explodes. Sometimes he lives.
Sometimes he
Sometimes we have the
lives.
cat. Um, so I think we're getting ready to wrap it up. I don't know how much else there is to talk about in terms of the past week to go over, right? Um, well, this is this is maybe stir to the potty, not like potty like bathroom, but pot and then why. Um,
Poddy.
the question was brought up by someone I have decent respect for because there are a lot of folks on Mariners Twitter who are just kind of degenerate.
Many
Um,
such cases, yes.
but Ben Rainieri uh, asked, "Is it time for either Harry Ford or Cole Young?" And as much as I really don't like the situations at second base and backup catcher, I don't think so.
I
I
don't think
think
so either.
it's too early, and I
Garber's actually been good recently too.
recently, yeah, I was looking at that actually. It's one of the points. Um, he did pretty well recently. I think during that Sunday game, he actually drove in two of the.
He did. He
Uh,
had the big double.
yeah, I had the double really early on. Um, let's see if I can find Mitch Gava.
Garv man,
Mitch,
Garv
hello.
sauce. He was the good.
353 over his last 7 games. Jesus Christ.
He was the good half of the Mitch Witch. I feel like they should now just like sell it as a full sandwich.
I have to check if that's still a thing.
It's
Yeah.
not.
No. They should just
No,
keep the
the little
Garver side,
dumpers
yeah?
replaced it. Yeah,
Oh, that makes sense.
the little dumpers are delicious. To be clear,
Were you there when we Oh yeah, you were it was in our group chat, that's right. We're gonna bring up the teriyaki night that they're having.
I heart Yaki. I'm going to
It's
Thursday's game. It's emo night. They're giving away a "Thanks for the Mariners" shirt.
yeah, that one that was amusing. There's a few that I'm like, why? Like the Looney Tunes one. I'm like, does someone
Yeah,
out there really love Looney Tunes this much?
I'm gonna fill 3 sections of Looney Tunes night, people. But apparently,
The thanks for the Mariners. That's not bad. It's not a bad shirt.
I'm looking
Like
forward to owning it. I'm gonna be honest.
it's pretty. Like they do a pretty good job with some of these, right? Like
Yeah.
some of them I don't care for. Maybe like the Looney Tunes one. Some of them like with the other schools, like there's Gonzaga night this weekend. Don't care.
Mm.
Um, the Father's Day sock, uh, hydroplane one, the hydro races one. It's kind of
Ooh.
amusing. I wish I could
Kind
only
of
pick
need
Red
that.
Boat, but. No, there's one they have. I gotta find it again. The one that they
I'm all
have
about
later in the year that's
I'm all
really
about Yellow Boat. Is it the
wow.
Catboy one? Because that's the one I want.
Oh, I thought you were saying Catboy like the boat was a Catboy, and I was like, what is happening? That one's
No,
pretty good. Yeah, the take me out to the ball game.
yeah,
That's pretty good. No, it's actually the next day. Um, the Salmon Run Day uh bobbleheads. I don't know. It shows all four of the salmon. I don't think you get all four fish. If it's a four, that's great. But like,
need,
you see what I'm saying?
need. I'm
I mean,
such a salmon run head.
I think everyone would just want Humpy,
My goat,
my goat.
my goat.
Yeah, they did pretty good job on those. Um,
Humpy's got to win one day, right?
yeah, I hope so. It's so sad. I come out. I've run out of things to write about with him in the our tracker. And like he just looks despondent. Send him down to AAA. Um,
Gosh,
yeah, I
he's
don't
got to
know. I do
focus.
think
Yeah,
it's
he's got to
what
lock in.
he does need to lock in. He needs a reality check. Maybe he needs to get ejected.
There you
Um,
go. Could be fun.
at least with going back to Ford and Young, like I just want in terms of development, because I get it. There are guys who they've called up and have helped them right away. Like I know they've called up some of the starters young. Like
Yeah,
seeing George come up was fun. Logan.
I'm scared of calling up hitters too early because MLB movement is so much different from anything
Oh
we do in
yeah, well, and
AAA.
especially considering what those two are dealing with PCL, right?
Yeah, and it's like you call up a hitter too early, you're going to explode them.
hmm
You're going
So
to
I'm
turn
I
them into
am
Donnie Barrels too.
like maybe you could make the argument, and I have to read Ben's piece. You could make the argument that Harry might be a little bit better at it because he has had a decent eye throughout the course of his time in the minors, but it is the
Yeah,
minors, right?
yeah. And there's something to
Cole
be
Young
said for the
has,
argument that like, the Mariners are just a quad A factory with hitters to a certain extent.
yeah. On how much, you give them time with Seitzer is very fun to listen to speak hitting. Like we have
Hmm.
yet to see it over the full court. Like obviously he'll need to get
Yes.
his guys right for what's happened over the course of May, but it has been really insightful to hear him talk about them going with a more aggressive approach as opposed to more of a passive approach. And here's control the
Yeah.
zone, Jake.
No,
You have to
he's
control it.
Seitzer is fascinating to listen to.
Hmm
Such
So
a ball knower.
this happy Southern uncle I didn't know I needed, but there you go. I guess he's old enough to be grandpa. I don't know. Yeah, I just especially and with Young as well, Cole's kind of started to find his footing in AAA. Like his start to the year was not great. Um, so I don't know. I do think it's too early. I mean, we could have this discussion later in the summer, maybe,
Yeah.
but I don't think those two are the saviors for a offense that's trending down as a whole. Like I don't think they help you, and I don't think looking to them as help is a solution.
Yes, I think that's true. And I think whatever black magic juju the Mariners used early on in the year, they got to get back to it. They should start cheating if they're not cheating already.
The Cheatners, the Seattle Cheatners,
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
there aren't that many ones that work super well. But like I get that bit from people calling us
Fraudiners is
the
pretty good.
Cheat
I like that
Hawks,
one. Cheat Hawks is good.
the Seattle Cheat Hawks being back,
Yeah.
the Fraudners. Yeah, that one's just too real. That one's just too painful. So
Cheat Addle.
Cheat Addle. Yeah, maybe we'll workshop it.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll work on it.
it is just funny to like. I know Brittany mentioned like needing to use the Sage again. I'm like, I brought up the point. I was like, hey,
I
not to
Sage
be
don't
that
work
guy.
no more.
They used the Sage last year. It didn't work. Like,
That
like I
magic is
remember
gone
going
out of the
in.
Sage. They got to switch to Rosemary or something.
Hey, there you go. That's what I said. I was like, hey, they need to either use a different brand of Sage,
Yeah.
or start burning something else. I
Maybe
don't know
just
what it
not
is.
have it be Mike Cameron waving it around. Maybe his spell power is gone.
Maybe bring back another like old head. I don't know who it would
They're
be.
running out of old heads. Like the old head vein is getting tapped out.
Oh yeah,
One of
well,
them walked by
considering
Jerry's office and he was like, "You will be the manager, my child." I don't know why Jerry talks like that in my head, but he does.
it's like no, I know that isn't
Oh,
necessarily the
bring me
voice.
that fringy infielder. He might be good this
He
time.
can play outfield too. We need him.
Oh, another utility man who hits 220. Yes.
Yes. It's true though. Many such cases works very well in this scenario.
Mhm.
Yeah, a lot of them are on the coaching staff or involved in the organization somehow. They took Dan Wilson. Jerry saw Dan in the press box because he was calling games with Rudy. Said, "Hmm,
Yes. No, yeah, the old heads are either in the dugout or in the broadcast booth.
this is true," or a part of the organization somehow. Yeah, because Griffey's like part owner.
Oh god, yeah, he is.
So yeah, no,
Um,
they maybe I'll try waving it around. They'll throw me a
you, my child.
bald one. Is that
Bald
you,
boy.
Miles Mastrobuoni?
Miles
Oh,
Master Baldney.
I can't believe that hasn't been said yet. Maybe it's because he's got the beard, like it throws
Yeah,
people off because it's like it should be flipped where it is.
he is kind of bald in like the fact that his stats are pretty bald. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. That is a great way to end it.
It's a
Uh,
fantastic way to end it.
Looking at the Washington Nationals, who the Nats, I just ever since their World Series a few years ago, I wonder about them as a
I fully
franchise.
respect a team that will win once and then decide to suck.
Hey, we could do that.
I would love if we did that. I would give the Mariners 10 years of sucking if they won a World Series. I
They've
would
already
not
given us
complain
plenty of
once.
decades of sucking, and
Exactly. If they won a World Series, they'd get a free one, as far as I'm concerned.
oh, okay. I was gonna say, does it not? This is not like service time where they've accrued enough to have
No, it's like
served a
we can
few.
we can complain about these decades of sucking, but like if they won a World Series, they'd get a decade. We wouldn't be able to say anything.
All right, that's fair. Um, I think a lot of people would agree with that. The Nationals are 5 games under 500. Do you know much
That's
about
not
the
that bad.
Nationals? I mean, I know they have some young players. Like, it's funny to think about the players they acquired in that trade from the Dodgers. Um, like I think Keibert Ruiz is still there. Oh God, they have Andrew Chafin. I love his failed starter.
Oh, I love Chafin.
CJ Abrams, yeah. Oh, for some reason that's right. They got Nathaniel Lowe and Josh Bell. I'm like, why do you need both of them?
They
Like,
have Nathaniel Lowe.
mhm.
That's
They have a wait.
fascinating.
Oh yeah, they
Wait, they
have
have
James
Josh
Wood in the
Bell. That's also
outfield.
fast. Oh, the Nationals are kind of interesting. What?
Their outfield is weird. Can you tell me one outfielder for the Nationals? I can almost guarantee you can't.
Um, Josh Rojas
No.
is on the White Sox. I don't know.
Alex Call, Robert Hassel the third, who wears the disgusting number of 57, Dalen Lyle, and
57 is
James
a
Wood.
reliever number. What in the world?
Yes. Brother said no, we're
Sorry, who was
good.
the fourth guy?
James Wood, who's actually
James
been pretty decent.
James Wood what?
Oh, just James Wood.
Oh.
Stop, you two. I didn't catch on for a second there. Oh, he was part of the Padres trade. That's right. Um, he's hitting
I
three. James Wood is hitting 360 over the last 7 games. Jesus Christ.
Good for him. I This is something I was talking about with friends over the weekend. Is that it's funny that like both times the team that traded Soto won the trade.
That that is further discourse, my friend.
We don't have time
Um,
to get into that.
and then the Twins. Yeah, this series. If you look at it this way, the series is bookended by two bad teams, and then the Twins in the
The
middle.
Twins are
Like,
kind of like it's interesting because as I was saying earlier, like the AL West is now the sucky AL division,
eh,
like the AL Central was, and the Twins are kind of what the Mariners have been when the AL West was good. Um,
ah, I see.
so it is kind of like an interesting, like haunted reflection type thing that I do feel like we get pretty often with the Twins. The Twins are always a scary ball team to play because they are typically good. I mean, we did steal their big star, to be fair, the greatest hitter in the world.
Ah, who is sleeping lately?
Yes, although they did steal our big star, so although we gave him away.
Justin Topa?
Yes, exactly. Oh, I miss Topaz. Topaz Gem.
I think he's healthy again. Because I remember last year he exploded, and I was like, "Oh, that sucks." Oh wait. Oh no. Okay, he is around. Yeah. Okay, he's made 18 appearances. They used him as an opener once. Jesus Christ. He's got a 250 average again. It's not bad.
Topaz Gem.
Um. Yeah,
How many
they're
times has Ty
interesting.
been plunked this year? Can you see that at a
Let's.
glance?
Uh. Why isn't it showing me that on the basic? Ty has been 253. I mean, he's had some moments which has had people miss him, which I understand, but I don't know. I don't think he has that same success if he's here. I think the change of scenery was good for him.
Yeah, no, I'm not
Good
gonna
for
give.
Ty.
I'm not gonna give.
Um, 13 times so far this year. Jeez. Wait, no, that was last season. Only eight.
Only okay.
Only eight.
Yeah, no, I'm
So,
not gonna get misty-eyed and wistful and horny for Ty France.
whoa.
Sorry, that
This,
listen, baseball brings out feelings in all of us. Um, I was talking with some friends. It's like Ty France's OBP would be like 40 points worse if he didn't get plunked. Like if you remove those plate appearances, like they never happened, his OBP goes down by like 40 to 50 points.
Jesus Christ.
It's extremely funny. I do love that it takes him from like one of the worst on base players to like a league average on base player.
They are a fascinating ball club to look at. Because, like, Byron Buxton
They kind
seems
of
to be
always have been,
healthy.
yeah.
He's rolling a bit. Trevor Larnach is there. Harrison Bader, they got him from the Mets in free agency. Cody Clemens is seemingly their best statistical hitter at 327. Jesus Christ, he got a one. He's one pointing the OPS right now. Carlos Correa, I feel like had a really shitty start to the year.
Well, yeah,
So
his knees don't work no more, right?
my knees. Well, he was
What is he,
also almost a
47
Met,
years old?
wasn't he?
He was. And he's almost a Padre as well.
Giant.
A giant. But
Carson
his knee,
Judge, Carlos Correa.
yeah, but his knees don't
He's
work.
only 30 years old.
Wow, I thought he was 94.
Wow. All right. So yeah,
Uh,
three games against the Nats starting tomorrow. No day game this week. Very weird. Obviously, there's the Sunday day game. Oh wait.
yeah,
Oh,
the
okay.
Thursday game's at like 6:40.
Yep. All three 640 against the Nats.
All three
Friday is
6:40? That's immortal. Where's my time-honored 7:10 game?
see. Oh, okay. I'm glad you said that. It's on Friday.
It's on Friday. Okay, that's good. That's good.
So Friday the 710, and then Saturday we're doing the 415.
Ugh!
And then back on Sunday we're doing the 110. Then we have the day
Okay.
off again on Monday. Baseball players today are too soft. Don't need the day off. God damn it.
Memorial
Uh
Day off is
oh.
gross.
Oh.
Oh?
Yeah. And then the Orioles series 640 on Tuesday and Wednesday. And then Thursday is at 1240, which like sure, they fly down to Anaheim for three and then over to Arizona for three.
The
Then we
Anaheim
get
game
the
starts at 6:38 and
yep,
107?
we get immoral timings in Anaheim.
What in the who doesn't do multiples of 10? What are they doing down
Sick
there?
people. You are not
These
serious people.
you are not these are not good people. These are evil human beings.
You will also probably hate this. Like how you're looking at the papers.
I am, yeah.
Look at the Cubs series on the road. All three of those games, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, are 11:20 a.m. games.
What are we doing? Because the Cubs, that's Central, right? That's all 120? What the hell's a 120 game? Listen, the only two respectable start times for MLB games are 7:10 and 1:10. If you're not doing one of
Central,
those,
yeah.
you're doing something wrong.
Fascinating. Well, yeah, the June schedule is not super kind to them. I mean, they play four those the rest of this
No, June also
homestand
was
to
pretty stinky.
begin the month. Yeah, the two-game homestand in the middle of a six-gamer, and then oh god,
Who the hell
three.
is playing a Friday game at 120? I'm mad at the Cubs.
They're sick. They're
Wrigley
very
Field
sick.
is a cursed place.
Listen, I have thoughts on Wrigley Field. I
The
hate
Rangers
how
are starting a
much
Sunday game at 1:35. That's fine.
I hate how much they jam into Wrigley Field. Have you been to Wrigley?
I have not.
They are jamming like more and more shit into it. I'm like, how much can this old fucking structure like take more
Are they just like
suites?
maximizing the seating?
Yeah. And I'm like, all right, guys, like I think it's fine. I think the Chicago Cubs are not winning a World Series in the near future. You don't have to keep jamming people in here.
Yeah.
Sorry, now
But they're
I'm
always
looking.
on the cusp, aren't they? They're always almost back.
Uh they keep I'm looking at the rest of the schedule now. Like in the Pirates home game. Oh, it's 4th of July. Never mind. I understand now. Yeah, 4th of July on Friday is a 110 game. A Friday 110 game is sick. And then Saturday is a 710 into the Sunday 110. But anyway,
Ooh, that's
their road trip before the All-Star break is the Yankees and the Tigers. Yeah,
actually no. I'm
that's
not laughing. The Tigers are freaky. That's a freaky ball club.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like that's a terrifying road trip. I do
What's
not
going on
enjoy
there?
it.
El Mago's back? What's happening? I don't understand it. I don't
That
like it.
that seems like devil magic. Like, how do you go
Something.
from one of the worst hitters of all time over a course of a few years to oh wait a minute. I know how to do this again.
Yeah, hold
He had a
on.
case
Wait.
of the
He
yips for
literally
a
just
few
went,
years.
wait, I'm goaded, and then locked in.
Yes, I was gonna say that. Wait,
Wait,
enough of
I'm
this.
goaded.
All right, we've discoursed enough. We've talked schedules enough. We've complained about start times enough.
Complaining about start
Goodness,
time is one of my favorite hobbies. 11:20 for all three games?
sick stuff.
Sick stuff.
Um,
6:38 start time. Jesus Christ.
we get another off day to record this next week, so who knows what time we'll see you. So until we see you next time, take care of yourselves. Be well. Don't schedule games at bad times, and
Or
do
we'll
whatever you
yell
can
at
to
you
make
on
the
our
day.
podcast.
Exactly. A great day.
Hey, Charles.
Hey, Jen.
Hey, how about the Zaps?
Oh, I'm excited.
I know. Where are you going to watch all those away games, though?
Away games. Huh. I was thinking of coming here since, after all, Rough and Tumble is the home of circling Seattle sports.
I love that idea. Hope to see y'all here.